Welcome back to the stream, baby. That's right. Oh yeah, we're here. We're back in Danganronpa and not the Despair Academy. There we go. Another VOD onto the checklist. Bam. Where do we leave off last time? Let's see. Let's take a look. What is our mission? I don't see our mission. Whatever. Oh, I think we're supposed to go to bed right now, right? What time is it? Can I look at the clock? Show me what time. Okay, whatever. Can I go outside? Okay, it's late at night. Alright, let's go to sleep then. Today seemed to have passed pretty quickly. The motive was a big shock to us in the morning. Everyone is still in panic because of it since we parted off. If this persists, things are going to get worse. I hope it's not too late. I gotta talk with reliable friends like Tsurugi and Kyoka and stop the prevailing doubt from spreading. Yes, gotta bring some hope in here. Organizing the busy thoughts in my head, I soon drifted off into sleep. It's morning. Ohayo gozaimasu. Hello everyone, it is now 7 a.m. Let's do this. The sooner the better. I should start with calling the others. Oh yeah, we're bringing them together. Let's go. Oh shit. Whoa! You scared me. Tsurugi? Yuki. I was about to knock on your door. What's the matter? I have something to say to you all, so I'm gathering everyone at the diner. Can you head there and wait till I finish calling the others? Gathering everyone. This looks good. Exactly what I was about to do. Tsurugi's always quick to put things into action. Sure. Thanks. Go ahead. I'll be done soon. Alright. What's up, guys? Tsurugi. He sent us here first, and still doesn't seem to be finished. Nonetheless, it is a relief that we gathered here, just as we always did. I was worried if yesterday's events had torn our trust apart. Well, it will be if things don't turn out well in this meeting.
Are you still thinking about the video? That has to be Monokuma's trick, to confuse us and make us fight each other.
Who knows? You'll never know who's gonna stab you in the back. Mitch is right. I'm gonna listen to Tsurugi for now. But if I can't get rid of the thought someone's in here thinking of murder... No, that's not true. Let's have a real talk when everyone gets here. Then we can look for solutions. Speaking of everyone, what's keeping Kyoka and Mikado so late? I find it strange also. Perhaps Mr. Kinjo is on his way to call them.
You guys, did Mikaru or Kyoka come here?
Huh? No. We kept staying here since you called us.
They're gone. I can't find Kyoka Maki and Rei Mikaru.
Fuck, one of them's dead. One of them's dead.
What?
Could they still be sleeping? At the restroom? I don't think they would oversleep. Those two were quite the early birds, even out of the girls.
Sorry,
but I have to ask you all to come out and help me search for Kyoka and Mikaru.
Are you okay? You don't look so good.
Wait a minute. If the early birds aren't showing up, something must have happened, eh? To them? Don't tell me. What are you talking about? That's not possible. They're just being late. Anyway, let's be quick. Fuck. Ominous music. That's not good. Kyoka and Mikaru disappeared. Did something happen to those two? No way. That's impossible! But then, what is this dreadful sensation pressing against my heart? I decided to put off these distracting thoughts and join the search. Ayame! Did you find them? Unfortunately, no. It looks like they're not in their room. I tried knocking on their doors and ringing the bell, but there was no response. It might be because they're still asleep, but then, I don't think those two will ever sleep in. I'm not that surprised about Mikaru, but Kyoka is an early bird too? Yes. 2 days ago, Akane, Kyoka, and I had talked with each other. I saw that Kyoka was a very diligent person, contrary to my first impression. Anyhow, where could they possibly be? I'm even more concerned because of yesterday's mess. Don't worry, they'll be fine. Nothing would have happened. Yeah, something happened. Fuck. What was that? It sounded like Akane from the girls' restroom. Let's hurry! What's up, Akane? You good? Akane, what happened? Ah! Ah! Is there something inside? I clutched my palpitating heart and punched Akane to the side, trembling with extreme anxiety. I stepped forward to look inside the girls' restroom. No, that can't be. This shouldn't be a big deal. Yeah, there's no way that this could happen. Oh? No way. What the fuck? Was she hanged? Oh my god. There was blood, so it's not suffocation. What I saw, what I found there was no longer with her usual vitality. The lifeless body of the ultimate sniper, Kyoka Maki. An eye for an eye, a death for a death, echoing despair. Holy shit. Ah! What? What is it, Yuki? This can't be. Kyoka! Kyoka's... Ah! Oh my god. And a body has been discovered. A body has been discovered! After a certain amount of time, a class trial will begin! What was that announcement? Before that, we need to tell the others! I'll go then! I was still screaming on the spot. By the time I regained my composure, everyone was gathered in front of the girls' restroom. Oh my god. Okay, let's talk with everyone then. It's not a surprise party. No way. Someone's actually dead? Yeah, bro. Can't say I'm surprised that she was the first one to go out. I kinda expected the pilot to go out first though.
I didn't want to believe that announcement when I heard it. How could this happen?
When the announcement came, I thought that something sinister was due to occur. It seems like my senses were unfortunately correct. For now, let us wish that she may find peace.
Kyoka, what made you like this? Damn it! Damn it!
I must be having a bad dream. Can someone wake me up? Guys? Anyone? Someone's murdered. For real.
Kyoka.
Crazy to see you have some emotions, but hey.
Papa! Yo, what is up, Cobalt Pie? Welcome. What's up? Welcome to the stream. There is a murder. A murder happened.
Why did this happen? I can't understand it. Weren't we all good friends? Yeah, dude, I don't know. Kyoka! Just why? You didn't deserve this! I can't believe it. How could I let something like this happen? I don't deserve to be a police officer. Yeah, man. The dreadful scene was still visible inside the girls' restroom.
Yuki, it's dangerous to go in.
GG's, yeah, bro. It's over. But she's right. I heard from Monokuma the other day while walking in the hallway. The machine guns will roast us to ashes if we try to enter the restroom of the opposite sex. But Kyoka's in there, and we can't even check on her. Yuki, calm yourself. Let the girls get to her. No, please don't. I ask you all to refrain from doing anything that may disrupt the crime scene. Tsurugi, I don't think you have to act like a policeman here. A friend of ours died, and you're just acting like it's another day of your job. I apologize. I am also reflecting on my own inability that caused this tragedy. I don't deserve to stand here with you. But still, I ask for your cooperation. We have to investigate the situation and find the truth. The truth? What do you mean by that? Why do you think Kyoka died? Or tell me, were you thinking she was just killed? She just killed herself because of that rope around her neck?
Then Kyoka was really murdered.
Bingo! That would be correct. Kyoka Maki was murdered.
Monokuma, you son of a bitch!
Wait a second. Isn't it still possible for her to have killed herself? We haven't even started on the investigation yet. Suicide? Nonsense! I can say this for sure. Kyoka was murdered by another person. And the perpetrator of such a crime is, of course, one of you guys. That can't be true. One of us is the culprit. Certainly. That someone must have wanted to get out so badly after seeing my motive video yesterday. Not that I'll blame anyone for it. After all, it's just natural human tendency. You can't really call that wrong, can you? Nothing is wrong about a murder? Do you not know that homicide is the worst possible crime that a human can commit? I mean, I don't know about that. I can think of... I got 10 more crimes up my sleeve I can name. That's worse than murder. Like, I don't know, man. Silly girl, that type of reasoning only works outside. You live in an entirely different world, one that consists entirely of the school. In other words, the only law that exists here is the school regulations. Is there really a murderer among us? Who is it? Who is the killer? You damn criminal, stop this bullshit now! Eek! You're scaring me. A friendly reminder that bear hunting is illegal here. Anyway, don't be so mad. Relax. I'm here to help, not to harm. Help. You see, boys, weren't you having trouble because you can't enter the girls' restroom? But that will prevent a fair investigation from happening, so for this case, the restroom sensors will be disabled to the end of the class trial. Of course, that doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. As the headmaster, I promote a healthy relationship between boys and girls. Investigation? For what? When a friend of ours just died? Investigate the case for the upcoming class trial! What else could it be? Class trial? That's right! Didn't I tell you? In order to graduate, you have to win the class trial after murdering someone! Yup. How will the Blackened deceive the others while hiding their own identity? How will the remaining Spotless find the Blackened? Ah, the thrills! The investigation is all for that. Have you ever seen a detective who points out the culprit without any prior investigation? You bastard! You've got to be kidding us! Well, spend your time wisely till I call you again. Last but not least, here's a bonus for y'all. I'll give you this, namely the Monokuma files. It's meant to give me a guide for those who haven't encountered this kind of situation before. It contains some useful information like the cause of death and fatal injury. Well, some of you are experts on this field and may not need this. But it doesn't hurt to have one, does it? You don't want one too? There you go! Boo-hoo-hoo. The cause of death? How do you even know that? Because I saw it through the surveillance camera. What do you think I do at night? Hibernating? Wrong! I'm always watching you! Would that mean you already know the culprit? Oh. The what fight? Okay. Alright, bud. Glad to hear that. I was wondering if Monokuma was trying to trick us again. As long as I have a fair game, I'm fine. Mikaru, where have you been all this time? At the entrance to investigate. I came here when I heard a body was discovered. Liar. What? How can you be this late when there's a murder? Especially when you love to be noisy like that. Yeah, right. How were you the only one missing when we were all here? Cam scamper? Okay. They're sus. Someone's sus. Huh. What are these morons talking about? Just confess it already! Aren't you the killer? Wait! Stop! It's not the time to fight against each other! What's this? I'm suddenly feeling left out. Well, fine. I will let this get on me. Everyone have a good luck on the investigation and see you later! There he goes. There goes Monokuma. After Monokuma left, no one dared to let out a word for a very long time. It was only natural. One of the only 14 standing people here has murdered Kyoka. The familiar tension in the atmosphere. Eyes doubting each other. The conflict was already at its climax. So, are we planning to do this forever? Huh? Will we stand here for the remainder of the time, doing nothing at all? Monokuma has said that a punishment awaits the losing party of this trial. Punishment? Does that mean execution? Indeed, we all die if we fail to find the truth. That's why we have to do this. I have to do this. I would die if I don't. By doing this, I will need to question every one of us and point out someone as the culprit. Still, I must do it. If I don't want to die, if I want to survive, it's inevitable. When I became aware of my surroundings again, I found myself unknowingly entering the girls' restroom. It hurt that I had to doubt a friend, but a weird yet more intense feeling was boiling up inside of me. I want to know. Why did this happen to Kyoka? Who's the culprit that murdered her? I want to find out. Curiosity took over my reason. And what do I want to do with it? I want to find that out as well. For now, it may be better to follow this intense craving for knowledge. Damn it. I will do it. I will expose the culprit and survive this game. That's the only option I have, right? Oh, dude, right at the entrance. Holy shit. Before starting the investigation, let's read the Monokuma files first. I might get something out of it. Who was on the island? Let's see. The victim is Kyoka Maki. Estimated time of death is around 6 a.m. The body was discovered hanging in the girls' restroom at the student dormitory. The cause of death is a contusion on the occupant. There seems to have been excess blood loss from the wound. Okay. Is this it? Some more information would have helped. Well, I guess I'll have to start from here. Let's check anything that looks suspicious, and it might be a good idea to talk with other people so we can share our knowledge. I will find the truth. Yes, I will. Alright, truth bullets. Okay. Check on truth bullets that you have obtained on your e-handbook. Okay. Okay, the victim is Kyoka Maki. They estimated it's 6 a.m. time of death. So we know from last night that they were still alive at what? At 10? I think they were still alive at 10 or 8. I think it was 8 when her, me, and the pilot guy was at the front of my room, and pilot guy went to the washroom to later repair the prepare to do the thing. Okay, prepare our like name tags. Discovering okay. Cause of death, constitution on the occupant. So I'm guessing she choked to death, I guess? There's not the excess blood loss from the wound. Oh no, contusion, so it's not by hang, it's by blood loss from the wound. Oh fuck, that's gruesome, man. Kyoko's body. Ugh. This is the real death of a human. As I watched from up close, I felt like I was becoming extremely closer to death itself. Kyoko. Last night, it was Kyoko who saved me from losing my mind after watching the motive. In a situation where you can't even trust yourself, her bright smile drove negative thoughts away. Why did this happen to you? I shouldn't run away from reality. No matter what, I have to face it and move forward for Kyoko's sake. I think professionals like Tsurugi and Katana already examined the body, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to look over it myself. Sorry, Kyoko. I checked your body real quick. Struggling to keep myself from retching, I inspected Kyoko's body. According to the Monokuma files, the death happened about 3 hours ago. Only 3 hours had passed and there wasn't even a tiny bit of life left in Kyoko's body. Anyway, the Monokuma file said that the cause of death is a contusion on the occiput. Carefully examined the back of Kyoko's head. I'm guessing it's this. There was a really large bruise on Kyoko's head that created a giant dip on the skin. Something's not right. How's there not a single drop of blood on the body when there's an injury like this? The culprit could have wiped it away to get rid of remaining evidence, but that would be pointless since Monokuma files tell us everything. Well, they wouldn't know what the Monokuma files were before murder, right? But this is interesting. A clean body. So that means whatever she might have been wearing something and was later disposed of it. Kyoko, huh? What's this? While examining Kyoko's body, I suddenly realized that she was holding something in her hand. A piece of paper! With some effort, I put out a scrap of paper that seemed to have been ripped out of a notepad from Kyoko's stiffening touch. A notepad? I wonder if it's from the ones Monokuma put in each of her dorms. There's something written on the paper. Come to the laundry room at 6. Camera be waiting. This will be a fairly important piece of evidence. 6 o'clock is precisely Kyoko's time of death. The killer must have caught Kyoko with this. Okay. I don't think there's anything else special. Plus, I don't want to touch a dead friend's body any longer. I silently prayed for her. What is this? There's something on the wall. A viscous liquid with a dark yellow color splattered on the wall. Is it like acid? It felt more slippery than I thought when I gently touched it. Oil? It's oddly disturbing. I tried smelling the liquid on my finger. Yuck, it stinks. What does it smell? It's somehow familiar. Have you smelled that liquid? Yeah, do you know what it is? Well, I cannot say for certain, but I believe the odor is closest to that of rubber. Rubber? Yeah, that sounds pretty accurate. But not just rubber, it smells terrible, like an ugly mixture of rubber and oil. It's on the floor too, what do you think it is? Maybe it's been here since the first day. No, that's unlikely. Does not look like the stain is headed towards Kyoko's body. Kenji made a convincing point. An explanation I could think is the liquid trickled down the walls and to the floor, eventually flowing down towards Kyoko's body. I think this is an important piece of evidence related to the case too, but I still don't have enough clues yet. Rubber smelling liquid, okay. Inside is a toilet paper, and a trash can. None of them look particularly suspicious. Is it for every one of them? None of them look suspicious, so... A sink, okay. You good, bro? Yeah, let it all out. Let it out, man. Teria, are you okay?
Ugh, can't believe someone really died. A real dead person. Ugh.
Teria, it's not that I don't feel sad like you, but if we don't do this, we're gonna get killed.
I can do it. And how am I supposed to investigate when I'm feeling like this? With someone who might be a murderer.
Listen, I won't force you to do anything you don't like. If you keep being negative like that, you might lose an opportunity to uncover the truth, and that will mean game over for us. If that's what you want, keep standing there like that. Yo, W assertive protagonist, bro. Knock their senses into them. Alright, start investigating, bud.
Kyoka, damn it, you were right last night. We had fun together.
Yeah, dude, I'm kind of sussing you out.
It's only been a few hours since we last talked with her.
But this is reality, right? I can't let myself be overtaken by grief. I can't say I'm smart, but I've tried the best of my abilities. I'm gonna find out who did this to you, Kyoka. Let's help each other out. Yo, dude, you're an exorcist, right? Can you, like, talk to the ghost? Mikako, why are you staring at it like that? The rope there. Rope? It's strange. The rope hanging Kyoka is strange? The hook. Huh? Oh. She's right. I was too shocked by the sight of Kyoka's corpse to notice it earlier, but now that I see the rope is fixed to the ceiling bar by a hook. But how's it strange? It was probably just used to hold the rope in place. If it was done from the inside, it cannot be tied like that. Huh? What do you mean? Oh, I finally thought we were gonna have an actual conversation, but she went silent again. I think she knows something. That means there's something about that hook. That hook. Oh, there's a small bloodstain right in front of Kyoka's body. A bloodstain. Does that mean the hanging has nothing to do with the case? I'm sure hanging itself will make you bleed. But there wasn't any notable bloodstains on her. All that was found was a thick cloth smeared on the hair near the bruise. I suppose the culprit wiped the blood off the body. Okay, I got my early prediction. I think the murderer is a man. Hear me out. I feel like we can, because normally the man is not allowed into the women's bathroom because there's a censor, right? So, hypothetically, if someone were to tie the rope around her, swung that hook and attached it to that pole there, and let it hang tight, he could potentially swing her body over into the girl's restroom to make it look like it was not a man doing it, but a woman, since only women can enter women's restrooms. But that wouldn't make sense now. Or that would make sense, because the yellow stain is obviously feel like something's been thrown. Right? Something's been thrown. So I'm guessing maybe the blood up on the back of her head was there before she was inside the woman's restroom. The blood on the floor, I don't know. So we're gonna have to keep investigating. Yuki, what are we supposed to do? Someone actually died. The situation might seem hopeless, but we have to try. If we don't, we're going to die too. We're gonna die? Monokuma told us in the class trial. If we fail to uncover the truth, we're going to be executed. We can't let that happen. What I'm saying is, it's hard to face what happened to Kyoka. But for her sake, We need to figure out the truth. Okay, I'll do it for Kyoka. I'm not much of an intellectual, but I'll do everything I can. And when I find out the truth, I won't ever forgive the person who murdered Kyoka. She seems to feel a bit better. Okay. Something's here, I knew it! Okay, nothing with the incinerator. There's a crumpled spear in the corner of the garbage dump. Oh, what is that? Having lost its spherical shape, the strange object was leaking a dark yellow liquid with an awful smell. Ugh, the smell must be rubber, right? When I carefully touched the oozing liquid, I felt a slimy and thick stickiness. A rubber ball. Maybe this is related to the case. I know there was nothing like this in the trash room before the murder. What is this feeling? I feel like I saw something like this before. A burst rubber ball. Here's the hammer. I guess this is the murder weapon. This is
Yuki, that's
a hammer. There's blood on it.
blood. Then could it be the...
Yeah, it's most likely the murder weapon. The hammer was about 30 centimeters long, and the metal part was really hard. Kyoko was hit by this hideous thing. It must have been scary and painful. There we go. Another one to the bag.
Yuki, are you alright? You look pale.
That's my line. I mean, who will look good as ever when their friend was just murdered?
This garbage dump. I came here to look for any sign of the culprit having attempted to throw away the evidence.
Good idea. This certainly looks like a good place to do that.
I think I'm close to finding something.
As he said, standing right next to the bloody hammer. Nice, man. Okay. Masahiro Higa. Okay, where's... Kizuna Omori. Okay. Alright. Hey, Yuki. How's your investigation going? Well, can't say for sure. Would you look over here? Huh? Look what? The door? Don't you see that? Yeah, I see that it's your room. This is a key piece of evidence. Your room is a key piece of evidence? Not the room. Look at the nameplate. Someone switched the goddamn nameplates again. I don't know what you're trying to say, Tsurugi. I see that it's your room, but... No, this is not my room. Huh? What do you mean by that? I don't know what exactly happened, and how the nameplates were switched. They're switched? Yes, with Kyoko's, and she happens to be the victim of this case. Come over here. This is my actual room. That's... Right next to the door was that Tsurugi pointed out as his room was a plate of that reads Kyokamaki. Someone was trying to get rid of the fucking narc! Oh my god! I noticed it when I was going around to call you guys in the morning. I wasn't aware of the murder back then, so I assumed I could manage it later. But looking back at it now, I think this tells me the overall flow of events. You can see what happens just from this? Well, roughly, combined with evidence gathered from other places. I might have some experience in this field after all. Alright, he is the ultimate police officer. He encountered actual murder cases before. He'll certainly know what to do in this sort of situation. Okay. Yuki, besides that, I need to know something. Do you know who switched the nameplates around? Even if you say so. Ah! I remember from last night. Yeah, the pilot guy, bro. Were you scared? Scared? You're such a coward, begging for your life immediately at the spot. What an amusing sight. Haha, so funny. Well then, though not on purpose, you still broke the nameplates. Should I call this a punishment? Anyways, put these nameplates back on. I really have to punish you if you don't. And keep in mind that you won't be exempt for a second offense, accident or not. Now, I'll pick up your broken pieces so you don't get cut. Oop boop boop. I think I know what it was. Really? But even if you did, why? Make sure to hold on tight to that information. This nameplate is most likely related to the root of Kyoka's death. Tsurugi, are you okay with me not telling you who switched the nameplates? I won't mind it, but there's no need to know. There's no need if you know who it was. We'll talk more in the class trial. If it bugs you so much, you could try talking with that person right now. That person who switched the nameplates, it must have been him. Let's go ask. Oh, what are you looking at? Damn it, what do you have to do this? Kizuna? What? Who is it? It's me, Yuki. Did I surprise you that much? Yuki, it was you. It wasn't you, right? You're not the killer? No, of course not. I would never kill someone. Yeah, it's easy for anyone to say that. Kizuna. Whatever this class trial is, I don't care. I just want to get out of this fucking place. Kizuna, try to calm down. Just leave me alone. I don't want to talk with someone who might be a murderer. It seems like Kyoka's death caused her to completely lose her trust in others. Man, that's rough, bro. What are you looking at, useless? Huh, Mikharu. When the murder happened, what made you came late? What should I tell you? Besides, I told you not to talk to me. Fucking rude. I was investigating the entrance hall. There was something of particular interest. Was it more important than a friend's death? Friend? Since when were you guys and I friends? You. Well, I admit an actual murder happening was beyond my expectations. But should I be shocked by every single incident that occurs here? Hey, friend or not, I don't think that's how we should react to a person's death. So what? I was born like this. That's why I'm different from the rest of you. Why don't you quit wasting time and go investigate? The class trial is a piece of cake for me. But I'm not going to offer any help. Are you saying you already cracked the case? Absolutely. Are you playing me for a fool? This whole murder case is a joke. Not because you're the culprit. Ha! Now look who's treating an innocent person like a criminal just because I was late. Expecting your friend to be a murderer? Is that the mutual trust you guys were so busy talking about? But I don't know who the culprit yet. And you are the most suspicious right now because of that extra time you took. Suppose I am the culprit. Could you give me a reason why I would commit murder? Don't you think I'm foolish enough to be swayed by some video? Then give a proper explanation. There's no evidence to back up your claim. Are you an idiot? Sure, there's no evidence nor witnesses, but even if I was late for another reason, nothing would change from the truth. Coming late to the murder scene despite an announcement is suspicious enough. This is a waste of time. Get lost if you don't get what I'm saying. I have things to check on, and I can't spare time. Oh, fucking hell, I hate her. Ricardo, why do you have to be so... Jeez, what a nuisance. Why are you acting so friendly anyways? Didn't you get enough? If you want more, go see that brawny lawyer. He'll prove my innocence. Yo, I can't wait to see the lawyer in court. I think he'll lock in, bro. Can't wait to see him. But dude, fucking hell, Ray Mikaru. I hope you die next. I swear to God. Yeah, walk away, buddy. Walk away. Ray Mikaru, I can't understand her. Disregarding everyone else for incompetence, not even caring for the slightest bit about a murder. I have to admit her reasoning and research skills were exceptional, and becoming a top university professor at her age certainly was an easy thing to do. But did she have to be so hostile and antagonistic all the time? Well, this is not the time to think about that. The class trial will begin soon enough. We need to dig out more details about the culprit. Brownie lawyer Mikaru mentioned that must be Kakuru. She said he'll prove her innocence. I should go talk to him. Right after I come here. Alright. And then we'll chill. Let's go talk to Hikaru. I think that was his name. I think I found it. Not quite sure. Hikaru, can I talk to you a second?
Huh? What's the matter?
I tried to ask Hikaru about the reason she was late. She kept insisting she was innocent, and then told me you might know something.
Oh, Mikaru, that aloof girl.
Do you know why she came late by any chance?
Yeah, I should have said it earlier, but when we were all looking for her this morning, I knew where she was. It's just that I couldn't find the right time to tell everyone.
Really? How did you know? I don't know.
I woke up at 6 in the morning, and I decided to head to the restroom. That's when I saw Hikaru.
Oh.
I asked her where she was going, and she said off to investigation, now get lost.
Hikaru said the truth, and it looks like Mikaru was investigating entrance hall, but after that, did you see her again?
Well, after that, I went to the restroom and then directly back to my room. So I didn't see her until after the murder.
All of us besides Kyoka, Mikaru, and Tsurugi were in the diner since 7 AM. Mikaru said she was in entrance hall up until the announcement. None of us can really prove that, right?
That's true, but I don't think Mikaru is the culprit. Because you see, I met her at 6 o'clock. According to the Monokuma files, Kyoka's time of death was also around 6 AM.
You're right.
If Mikaru went to the school building at 6, she wouldn't have enough time to come back here, kill Kyoka, hang her and all. I wasn't in the hallway for long, but it was silent out there and it didn't look like Mikaru was headed back my way.
I suppose we can't say she's the culprit because of her being late then.
Wait, does that mean Kyoka was murdered in the restroom when I met Mikaru?
If only I wasn't so dense. Oh man, it's not your fault, bro. It's not your fault, Hikaru. Don't blame yourself. The one who's responsible here is the culprit. No, it's Monokuma who's caused all this.
Shoot! How could I have not noticed?
Anyway, thank you for telling me.
No problem. Let's try investigating some more.
Okay, we got Hikaru's account that proves Mikaru's innocence. Nothing in the boys' bathroom. This is the laundry room, isn't it? There it is. The blood. It's this! The sudden sight took me by surprise. Blood in the laundry room. Wait, this body was in the girl's restroom. Why is blood splattered all over the floor? Over here on this floor, a blood stain in the laundry room. What I can infer from this is, could it be? So she came here and was knocked out and dragged all the way to the women's washroom. What's up, man? Damn, this is some ordinary business that's going on. The goddamn Monokuma. A person died and we aren't allowed any time to give our condolences? Monokuma can be really cruel at times. Yuki, have you got any idea about the culprit? No, not yet. Me neither. God, I hope we're not doomed. Store's still locked. I am thoroughly investigating every section of the building. The diner scene had little relevance to the murder. You're probably right, but we don't want to overlook any clues, so let's search some more carefully. Our lives are on the line. Well, everyone was here. Doesn't look like there's... Okay, it doesn't look like there's anything here. So let's go to the school building. Yuki! What do we do? Kyoko's really dead. Calm down, Satsuki. I know it can be confusing, but if you give up here, everything will be over for real. Think of what you can do now. Yes, so Satsuki came on the expedition to investigate the school building because nobody seems to care about it enough. I got zero clues. Sure up, just remember we need to investigate to move forward. Mikaro came to the entrance to investigate, so there's gotta be something. Fire hydrant. This is... Okay. Doesn't look like there's anything here. Let's check the... Okay. Might as well check the other cabinets. Audio visuals room. There we go. Are we not allowed to look at the motor video? Alright then. Yeah, what about this bathroom? Okay, this one's still turned on. It doesn't look like there's anything here, since there's no people here. Infirmary. Antique store here. What is it now? Why did you come to me again? Well, you said there was something that caught your interest. I was wondering what it was. Which happens to be none of your business. Then I also said I won't give you help. It's more of a minor thing. Look inside the shop if you're curious. A useless guy like you won't see it anyway. Okay, fuck you. Screw you. I hope you die. You know what? I'm gonna screw up the class trial just to kill you. Phil placed the bizarre odds and ends, not found anyone else in the building. I'm an expert on the store. Wait a minute, isn't there someone? Store sell things. Someone who's expert at selling things. Okay. Where's bro at? Let's go. Yo, what's up, guys? Yuki, what should I do? Snap out of it, Teria. We need to uncover this truth. But how can I walk around like nothing's happened when someone's dead for real? Nobody thinks that nothing happened. We're only putting our feelings aside for something more important. You need to overcome that despair. Even if you say so. My specialty is in praising and selling things. It's not this kind of job. It's one of those fields where I screw up a bunch at. No, there is something you can do. That's why I came to you in the first place. Something I can do? Yeah, man, bro. Daria, didn't you visit the antique store pretty often? The antique store? It's true. I took quite an interest in that place, as a ton of items were considerable worth. Speaking of that, I think the room looked a bit different this morning from what I used to look like before. Really, are you sure? I think so. I checked the place where we were looking for Gyoka and Mikado, and the layout of the room was slightly off from normal. You memorized the whole layout of the room? What you mean the whole layout? It's common sense that a product needs to be in perfect layout to convey its full value to the customers. When I was 6, I learned by the hard way how much layout can influence daily sales. If you say so, then it must be true. No way, why was the layout suddenly out of place? About that rope and hook area. Did you see them at the antique store? Don't know. I didn't look over everything in there yet. But I can say this for sure. The storage didn't have anything like those. I'm positive. And the culprit must have gotten the supplies from this murder needed from the antique store. How'd you figure that out? You're smart. It's because what you told me, Teria, is all thanks to you. Thanks to me. Yeah, dude, this guy's chill, bro. W authority. I'm starting to feel better now. Always bright and cheerful. That's the Teria I know. Yuki, you're right. I feel better after all this talking. Everyone will feel sad. I'm not an exception. But there's moments in life where we must do things that we don't want to, right? Let's find the culprit who murdered Kyoka. We'll figure out the truth. Yeah, of course we will. We can get there. Let's do this. My favorite redneck, bro. My favorite redneck. S tier. I think I was able to cheer Teria up a bit. That's a relief. Anyway, if what Teria said was true, then the culprit must be someone who went to the antique store after yesterday. Alright. Unfortunately, okay, we already seen this. Yeah, fuck you. This is a Billard's cue stick. Okay. Am I missing something? Yeah, it's definitely something still missing in here. In the antique store. Should I talk to... I think I might have to talk to Teruya again. Okay. Hey, Haru, I have a question for you. Oh yeah, I forgot! This guy was responsible for the nameplates. Why'd you swap it, huh? We were with Kyoka and Satsuki last night. What did you do after getting back from the restroom? Oh, that? You know that I broke the nameplate, so I just put the new ones back up like Monokuma told me to. You guys were gone by then, so it was a bit lonely doing it all by myself, you know? Is that all? What's the matter, Yuki? Did I say something wrong? I went straight to bed after putting them back on. So the two nameplates that you broke yesterday, did they belong to Kyoka and Tsurugi? Kyoka and Tsurugi, yeah, I think so. I'll be frank here. Since last night, the nameplates on Kyoka and Tsurugi's room has been swapped. Switched. Yeah, Tsurugi said it'd be an important piece of evidence, but I couldn't think of anyone else other than you that could have messed with them. And one of the switched nameplates belongs to Kyoka, the victim. Isn't this too much to be a coincidence? Wait a second, switched? They're switched? Did I... What is it, Haru? It's probably my fault that the nameplates were switched. Of course it is. Yeah. So really did. Why'd you switch them? Is it because you're the culprit? No, trust me, please, I'm innocent! Okay, I trust you. So can you explain why you switched the nameplates around? Well, actually, I normally don't pay a lot of attention to the dorm rooms, so it was a bit difficult to see whose room was whose. I mean, I wasn't sure where Kyoka and Tsurugi's nameplates were originally. Plus, that restroom strip in the middle just kept adding to the confusion, and I didn't want to bother anyone when they'd just gone to sleep. So I put them back based on my vague memory, but I must have done it wrong, I'm sorry! So that's what happened last night. Seems like an important clue. I really didn't know. Don't assume I'm the culprit just because I did it. I won't, thanks for telling the truth. You good, bro? It hurts. It hurts me emotionally to do this. But I shouldn't avoid it, right? Because this is our only option. Yes, it's the only thing we can do. I'll do everything I can to help everyone as much as possible, so we can uncover this truth. Thanks, did you read the Monokuma files? Yes, there wasn't anything particularly remarkable. Kanata, do you think we can trust the Monokuma files? I mean, it might give us false information to throw us off. I came up with the same question myself, and examined the body. And I'm sure the information given in the Monokuma files is true. The time and cause of death mostly seems to match. I see. I thought it could have been Monokuma's trap, because I should start from there. There are very little clues. Okay. My opinion, but don't you think Miss Maki's body looks a bit odd? Odd. My examination results agree with the Monokuma file's statement that the cause of death was a contusion on the occiput. That would mean Miss Maki's fatal injury was on the back of her head. Then why is she hanged? Oh yeah, I don't see a reason for the culprit to hang her unless they were planning to choke her to death. I was puzzled also and proceeded to check Miss Maki's neck. The rope wasn't even tight. When a person is hanged, there should be a clear mark, or in worst cases, blue discolorations on the skin that was in contact with the rope. But there's barely a mark on her neck, and I can't quite understand the cause. Judging from the state of her body, I would rather say that the rope was simply wrapped around her neck, rather than hang her. So Kyoko was not hanged. We know the actual cause of death was constitution. The rope has nothing to do with it, then why? Obviously to swing her body into the girl's restroom when it was a boy, when the victim was a man. It's always a man. Evil, evil man. I think this will be important. Thank you, Kanata. My pleasure. My medical knowledge is far from perfect, but I'm glad that it can help you. If only I was skilled enough to bring the death back to life, Miss Maki wouldn't have gone through all of this. No one can ever bring a dead person back to life, so don't blame yourself, Kanata. Okay, thank you, Miss Maida. I'll continue the autopsy in case I missed anything. And I feel so bad for Miss Maki when I leave her alone, so just don't push yourself too hard. What? Announcement from Headmaster Monokuma. Looks like all of you are tired of waiting. Shall we begin then? Our very first class trial! Oh man. Everyone please gather at the carpeted floor at the end of the school area hallway. I'll be waiting there. Boop, boop, boop. It's time. If we fail to identify the culprit in the class trial, we die. I really don't want to go through this, but I don't have a choice. This is the only way. The door with the carpet in the school area, I should go there. Alright, it's gonna be a long stream chat because I'm gonna be finishing the trial as well, so it's gonna last way longer than an hour. Oh man. This must be the place Monokuma told us to come. The courtroom. Oh man. Ah, Yuki, you're here. I was about to get worried. Were you trying to run away from your crime? Are you saying I'm the killer? Don't get ahead of yourself. We'll eventually find out the culprit, even if we don't want to. Even if it is the wrong answer. Since we came this far, does everyone get ready? To be or not to be, dead or alive, That is the question. Stop joking around, we're trying to be serious.
Hey! You all listen! Haruhiko is right! This ain't an ordinary trial! Our lives depend on it! So quit whining and pull your stomachs together!
Holy shit, he's locked in. Mr. Yamaguchi, what's wrong?
What's wrong? What's wrong with you guys? You're all loosened up! You'll never get anywhere near the truth with that mindset!
Waha! It's like he switched in his alternate personality with a sneezer. Kakaru, did you eat something wrong?
Shut your trap, wimps! I'm always like this in the courtroom! If you're pissed off by how I am, challenge me with a decisive proof in the trial!
This guy's he's going crazy, bro. Where did all that stammering coward go? I always wondered how Kakaru became a lawyer with all this shyness. The sudden change came to me as a surprise that made me understand why he was the ultimate lawyer right away. That powerful voice and spirit would surely give him a great advantage in court. The only problem is he sounds more like a gangster than a lawyer. Alright, bud. Please let there be voices in the class trial so I don't have to keep talking with like 13 different voices. I'm done. I'm gonna die. Yo, looks like everyone is here. Take that elevator and come underground. I'll be waiting for you guys. It's time for real. Let's hope we'll do our best. I've always tried my best, but I'm not sure on this. I might need to hear what the rest of you found out to get a grip on it. Kyoko will be watching us from above. Let's find her murderer and help her find peace. The class trial starts soon. We did our best, so let's hope that our luck is on our side. Well, useless, ready to uncover the truth. Like I said multiple times, I have no intention to help you out. Have fun struggling. Fuck you. Damn, it's really gotten into this. Can we even make it back here alive? Who knows? Don't get me wrong, I know this ain't the right time, but wasn't that one mad personality switch? I almost fell on my knees when I saw that. Yeah, man. Dead or alive? Let's find out live! I wonder how and why Monokuma is making us do this, but I suppose we have more important matters to handle. To harm another human being means to defy heavenly law. Whoever committed the act must be ready to answer for their sins. Let's go. Well, she's not talking. Okay.
Come on, folks! Move, move, move! We got no time to waste! Waiting for you, slowpokes!
What you gotta say, bro? I'm relying on you, man. Whether you like it or not, we need to do this. Let's go. Well, good time to save the game. Alright. Is everyone ready? Let's hit it! We'll reveal the truth, right? In this trial? Right, in this trial to find Kyoko's murderer. And the culprit is... The culprit is among us! Do 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 do. One of us. Oh yeah. One of us is the murderer. I don't want to believe it, but thinking here won't change anything. Like Akane said, I'll hit it first. and leave the thoughts for later. The elevator descends underground with a series of clinks and clangs. Gosh, this is gonna take forever. What floor are we on? It feels like we're going somewhere we ain't never come back from. OMG, bro. Not concerned about our uneasiness at all. The elevator slowly approached its destination. We're here. Woo-hoo-hoo! Finally, I was dying to see y'all! What is this place? It looks so flashy. I set up this special courtroom just for you guys. Isn't it sick? Other courtrooms will be nothing compared to this.
What the hell are you speaking? You call this a court? You better be kidding! This is contempt of court!
Well, enough talking. Let's get this over with. Stand where your name is written. Oh, right. Oh my god. Right in the middle. Is everyone ready? We shall begin in a moment. Behold the class trial! A circular arrangement where you can see each other's faces directly. Despite Monokuma's mischievous, almost ridiculous attitude, there was a strange tension going around. I wonder how they're gonna do the class trial. Would it be a little bit different from like the real games? Kyoka, she was a playful friend, and though somewhat lazy at times, she shined with positivity at every moment. When everyone else panicked at Monokuma's motive, she managed to cheer me up. Kyoka, she left our side too early. What would she have thought at her final moment? Why did she have to die? And the cruel killer who murdered Kyoka. That cold-blooded, heartless killer is hiding among us. I'm sorry. And thus, Act 1 of Hope's Peak Academy begins. A life or death class trial. A life or death deception. A life or death betrayal. A life or death mystery. A life or death lie. A life or death truth. A life or death class trial. Boo 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 boo. Boo boo boo. Alright, so we got all of these truth bullets here. Not bad at all. Let's say progress here. And let us begin! All rise. Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out the culprit, only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will be graduated. One of us is the killer? The culprit who murdered Kyoka? Of course! No way, I have to be in the same place as the real murderer? I can't do that. Shit! So I have to do the voices! God damn it! I know it's hard, but it's a must. We need to uncover the truth behind this case. And ultimately reveal the culprit's identity. Wait, hold on! Oh, what's that? That picture of Kyoka. Wouldn't it be awful if she got left out just because she died? Friendship penetrates even death's barrier.
Hey! Let me ask you something just in case. It's crucial that we know this for the trial. It's really important, so prepare the answer, dumbass. Can there be accomplices in the case? What would determine the entire course of our discussion?
Really important? Why, sure, I can tell you that. Now, accomplices in murder may exist. However, no matter how many accomplices there are, only the one who commit murder graduates.
I see. So there will be no merit for the accomplice.
Kakaru, he really looks like a different person. That'll do it for the preamble. Let's get started then. First up is the case summary. Now, let the debate begin!
The class trial. When Monokuma first mentioned it in the gym, I thought none of us would commit murder. Then a class trial would never happen. That's why I didn't think too deep about this, but it really started. The trial to find Kyoka's killer. If we fail to reveal the culprit in this trial, we'll all be... No, I can't let that happen. I have to do this not only for me, but for everyone else too. To find out what really happened, and to reach the ultimate truth. I must do this with all my might! Non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? I would if I didn't know what a non-stop debate was, but I do know! Alright. Monokuma files. Yokamaki was the victim. She was our classmate and friend, brutally murdered this very morning. Maki, she was discovered in the girl's restroom, hung by her neck. Who could have done such a terrible thing? Yes, look, you see, I can't quite believe that a real murder happened here. Yeah, that's wrong. He didn't die by choking. So then what Chigaoyo? Good chow. That's wrong, Teria. Kyoka didn't choke to death. She didn't choke to death? Then how'd you explain the rope around her neck? The Monokuma files. Didn't you read it? It clearly states that Kyoka's cause of death. Look, it says here, the victim is Kyoka Maki. The estimated time of death is around 6 a.m. The body was discovered hanging in a girl's restroom at the student dormitory. The cause of death is a contusion on the occupant. It was seen to have been excessive blood loss from the wound. See, according to the files, Kyoka didn't die due to choking. Her real cause of death is a contusion on her occupant, the back of her head. Yeah, but can we really trust that thing? I don't know if I can really trust something from that big old jerk Monokuma. What? Are you questioning my credibility? Oh, kids these days, they just love to judge a file by its cover. You know what file we can't judge by our cover? The FC files. I'm kidding. Listen, I do not tell any lies regarding the trial. I believe in fair trial more than anyone else. I agree. Don't worry, Mr. Otori. I can back up the credibility of the information. Almost everything on the Monokuma files is true, I'll guarantee you as a physician. So, if Kyoka died from a contusion on her occupant, someone must have hit her in the head from the back, right? Okay, she didn't kill herself and another person killed her. Then I guess this really is murder. Well, duh! Don't reckon it's suicide just because you're too lazy to go through the trial. Our lives are at stake here.
Dude, I actually like that guy, bro. I like that guy a lot. He's a bit rough around the edges, but he's chill, bro. Let us not waste our energy in pointless insults. It's already stated in the Monokuma files, but to add on my personal commentary, Kyoko's injury was very severe. The strike went through her skull and made a very large depression on her head. Inferring from this, she probably died from an instant death. What a devastating incident. This should not have happened. We can put those commentaries aside and talk about what actually matters. If the injury was that severe, a hard object was being used to strike her head.
The murder weapon, you mean? I expect someone will bring that up around this time. Now won't us all talk about the weapon used to deliver that fatal blow to Kyoka?
If Kyoka didn't kill herself, a blunt object other than the rope was being used as a weapon. Let's delve into that some more. The murder weapon that struck Kyoka's head, you need to find out what it was. Bum 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 bum. Make your argument. Let's go. Got the bloody hammer. The culprit must have hit her head with a blunt object. Yeah, that should be the weapon. What kind of object is the weapon? The strike on Kyoko's head was clearly deep enough to create a depression on her skull. Long object like a power stick? No, that's wrong! That's wrong, bud. Ain't no long stick. Ayame, that can't be right. In fact, I discovered this from the dormitory's garbage dump. Is that... It's a hammer. A small one you can easily hold with one hand. Is that what the culprit used to attack Kyoka? It apparently has blood on it, so it must be the weapon. The fact that it was found at the garbage dump indicates that one of the culprits attempted to get rid of it. How would you even find this at the dump? But can that tiny hammer really kill a person? Wanna try it if you're curious? No thanks, I'm fine. Regardless of the size, the hammer is made of metal, with enough force at the right angle, killing a person in a single blow. It is not entirely impossible.
To sum up, the culprit murdered Kyoka at once with a hammer strike from the back, then hanged her!
But isn't it strange? If the killer just wanted to murder Kyoka, then why did they hang the body? Even if it was to cover up the real cause of the death, the bruise and the bloodstains are still there. You can see that it's a murder right away.
You can? I thought it was suicide before Yuki told us.
That's because you're a helpless idiot. Miss Maki's body didn't look typical of people who hanged themselves in the first place. Too unnatural if it was meant to be framed as a suicide. Okay, too unnatural. Yeah, it did look slightly different from a typical suicide by hanging. It looked too natural because the rope was too loose. No, this is not right. Oh. Oh, is it because Kyoko wasn't hanging in the air? Okay. Kanata, do you mean the body looked unnatural because it was undamaged it was hanging in the air despite the rope being tied on her? Ah, yes, that is correct. Don't you think so? Or I got zero ideas about all of this. Idiot. You don't even know how people die from hanging? They usually tie a rope in the air, stand from a chair or similar object, and kick it off as they hang themselves. That way there's nothing to step on and they eventually are choked to gravity by death. Oh, I get it. If Kyoka committed suicide, her body has to hang down in the air. But Kyoka's body was down on the floor, even with the rope hung around her neck. This must be the point. It sure is weird. Then why did the culprit hang Kyoka's body then? It's simple. There are two possible explanations. The culprit either had a reason to do it, or it was a sort of god stupid. The culprit is stupid? Would that mean Haru is the culprit? Hey, she said the culprit is stupid, not a stupid person is the culprit! He didn't deny that he's stupid. Anyway, there's no way the culprit hanged her without thinking. There has to be a reason. What is that reason? How that this had to happen? To talk about that, we have to discuss about the culprit first.
There's no need to repeat that. Revealing the identity of the culprit is the ultimate object of the trial after all.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to... As much as I want to, I cannot keep fucking using his voice to yell. Alright, I'm just gonna speak in a normal voice because I can't handle this. I would die if I continue this any longer. Yeah. So let us discuss about the culprit like Tsuruki said. But who is the real killer? I have no idea. Me neither. How could there be a murderer among us? I can't imagine who. Dude, I should get a soundboard so every time they say among us, I just like it's okay. I'm sorry. Hey, didn't we already narrow it down to half, to be honest? What makes you say that? Duh, use your brain! Kyoka's body was found in the girls' restroom, hanged by a rope. Then shouldn't the killer be one of the girls? Okay, I like this guy because he has a point, but actually, if my theory was correct, that the half that was eliminated through this is actually not the boys being eliminated, but the girls, right? The culprit has to be a guy, or else there wouldn't be a rope there. I swear to God, he used that rope to swing the body from outside the bathroom to inside the bathroom, so he wouldn't trigger the sensor. I'm predicting this. Big 100 IQ move. What? Hey, he has a point. Exactly. For example, Kizuna could be the killer. She didn't speak up once since the beginning of the trial, or Miss Dark Circles over there. Huh? Oh, tension. One of them is the culprit. That's nonsense. I have no reason to commit murder. Then why are you so quiet? That's hella suspicious. Dark Circles always like that, but not you. Shut up. I was trying to avoid talking with dirty killers. Miss Tomori, please don't call us killers. There's only one culprit. Monokuma said accomplices have no merit. Please don't view us like that. Hell no! Kyoko's already dead, and it could be anyone next time. I can't die here. Do you know that unnecessary overreactions makes you look even more suspicious? Shut up, Higa!
How dare you spit out nonsense? The killer's a girl because the body was in the girl's restroom? It's not like we have rules here. Guys can certainly enter it too. Kizuna? You sound like a different person today. Why are you calling him by last name? Well, I guess her mask slipped. It's impossible for a man to enter the women's restroom. That might have been a possibility in the real world, but this place has a rule that forbids it. Am I right, Monokuma? Bingo! A man entering the women's restroom is considered a form of indecency and will be punished by a shower of bullets from a machine gun. Same goes for the opposite case. This applies to not only the restroom, but also the locker rooms and the bathhouse that will be unlocked soon. Let's bear that in mind. It's true. Monokuma warned us when we found Kyoko's body and tried to step in. Oh, come on. It's a matter of common sense that guys can never commit murders in the girls' restroom. Ugh. It wasn't me. Why would I, of all people, commit murder? I'm not a criminal. If anyone is, it's that creepy bitch. Wow, really? That's just heartbreaking, man. Well, I get it because Monokuma was a bear. Okay. Okay. Alright, buddy. Okay. If Mitsuhiro is right, then that means the culprit is either Akane, Mikaru, Kanada, Ayame, Kizuna, Satsuki, or Mikako. No! I am not the culprit! Satsuki had never ever killed anyone. Yeah, even if the killer is one of the girls, who else can it be besides her? Don't you agree, Rei Mikaru? Huh? What's she even talking about? Don't pull my leg. Weren't you late when the body was discovered? Everyone was there except for you. If you're not the culprit, why'd you come late? Huh, is that all you have? I told you back then I was late because I was investigating at the main entrance. Nobody believes you! You have no evidence! Well, surely, she was a bit suspicious. I'm not trying to jump to conclusions, but you did come late. Mikaru, can you prove what you said? If you need proof for something as simple as this, it would be better for you to die here, airhead. Dude, fuck her! Actually, no, actually, I'm not gonna defend her. Alright? People can gang up her, alright? She can fucking die in a ditch. I don't give a shit. Fucking, what's with the attitude, buddy? You're in the same situation as us. You're not better. You're just as likely to die. Trying to back out? Gotcha. We found the answer. This bitch is the killer. Hold on, I suggest we think about this some more. Coming late to the scene is sure to draw suspicion, but would it also mean that Mikaru is the culprit? No, that's impossible. I know that Mikaru really was at the entrance hall to investigate. There was evidence pointing to her innocent it was. Kanada's account or no, Kyoko's murder at the, happened, yeah! Kakuru's account! Hold on! Mikaru is innocent. She really was at the entrance to investigate at that time. Huh? How can you be so sure? Did you see yourself? No, but Kakuru, you know it, right? Mikaru is innocent. Hahaha! You said it, Yuki! Listen up, fellas. Rei Mikaru is innocent.
Kakeru Yamaguchi, I'm the witness. Mr. Yamaguchi, is there something you know about this? I woke up around 6 a.m. with the urge to go to the restroom. As I was heading there, I encountered Makaru. She said she was going to investigate the school wing and walked away. Next time I saw her was after the murder occurred. Which means Makaru is innocent. Can you get what he's saying? Satsuki sees the logic but can't understand a thing because of all that shouting. Basically, he saw Makaru headed towards the school in the morning, which proves Makaru's claim. Wait, but the body discovery announcement was at 8! There's 2 hours between the time you saw her and the murder. 2 whole hours! How does that prove her innocence? Chizuna, think about the time again. It's true that Makaru didn't show up until after we found the body, but Kyoka's estimated time of death was 6 a.m. In other words, it's impossible for Makaru to have murdered Kyoka since she went to the school wing at 6 a.m. Sure, she could have turned back as soon as Kakeru went back to his room, but there wouldn't be enough time for her to hang Kyoka's body or throw away the hammer. This is the reason why I'm saying Makaru is innocent. Okay, fucking hell. Really? Wrong! That's not enough to say she's innocent! Why? We even have a witness, Kakeru! No, there's a hole in your argument! I'm sorry, you, but I've got to make this rebuttal. This is the only way I can make that 4 eyes that made of a crime and end this stupid trial! Alright. Rebuttal showdown. Actually, I will hear more. One-on-one debate with a person who disagrees with you. Your opponent will put forward their argument and continuously press on you. Press confirm to slash the opponent's words. Just like in the non-stop debate, you can refute the text marks in yellow by pressing shift. You can switch your truth blade with left and right arrow keys. Use the right truth blade at the right contradiction as you did in the non-stop debate. The shift key won't work at non-yellow text, and pressing confirm will slash arguments in the order they were said. Be careful though, since not all arguments will go down with a single slash. The influence gauge will take damage if you refute the wrong argument. The focus gauge will take damage if you fail to completely strike down a piece of white text. Just a little warning, if you have zero focus and fail to strike down the white text, your influence gauge will take damage instead. Vote red and win. Yes, sir. Bam, remotely killed. Yeah, you're wrong, buddy. Oh yeah. Kizuna, it's impossible to kill Kyoka remotely. How come? I told you! Well, technically it is possible, but not the answer for this case. And because our body was too clean. The body was too clean. Remember how Kyoka's body looked like? Kyoka's head did have a large bruise and was all sticky with blood, but that was it. The blood under her hair didn't even flow very far. Her clothes were clean too. Isn't it strange? A bruise that's severe enough to create a dent on her head and not a single drop of blood got on her clothes? There's only one reason for this. The killer wiped off the blood at the same time Kyoka died. Yes, I agree with Yuki. I was wondering the same thing when I examined the body. But can you stop bleeding from a wound that big just by wiping it a few times? My nosebleeds never stopped that easily when I tried to wipe them off. It doesn't take long for blood to to congulate in the room temperature. Her nosebleed is from an injury inside the nose, but Miss Maki's bruise was directly exposed to the air. About 5 minutes of pressure would have been enough to stop her bleeding. Bang. And Miss Maki likely died an instant death, so the actual amount of bleeding might not have been much due to the lack of circulation. Huh, but if the culprit wiped it off as soon as Kyoka died... Right, if the culprit killed Kyoka remotely from a distance like Kizuna suggested, Kyoka's body would be covered with blood by the time they go to wipe it off. Also, they have to risk the blood getting on her clothes when there is no way to wash it off. What do you think, Kizuna? Anything left for you to say? Ugh. Why are you siding with Four Eyes? Huh? I wasn't really siding with Makaru. True, why would you use to stand up for me in the first place? I don't care what you think of me, but don't use it to justify framing someone else in a trial. If you choose the wrong person based off your petty emotions, everyone here is going to die. Did you still not understand the rules of this game? Fine, do whatever you want. Yes! Then is Makaru finally proven innocent? Is everyone clear on that? Why are we suddenly talking about Makaru though? If I remember correctly, she faced our suspicion after Mitsuhiro said the killer was among the girls. Makaru, we apologize for suspecting you. Shrug it off. Shrug it off. No matter how much you contempt and disdain me, I don't give a damn. Makaru, she has the guts! Then, we can safely assume that Makaru and Kakaru have an alibi. Well, we already crossed off Makaru. No, we already crossed off Kakaru. Didn't you say the killer is a girl? Hold on! Even if Four Eyes is innocent, I'm not gonna take that! The killer cannot be a girl! But there's no other possibility. The killer had to be able to enter the girls' restroom. Who else other than the girls can enter the girls' restroom? And why are you being so fussy if you're not the culprit? You're feeling guilty or something? I told you I'm not the killer! I mean, it's just not fair. You can't assume me the killer just because I'm a girl. And you don't even have solid reasoning. Oh, come on! If the rule that boys cannot enter the girls' restroom is not an acceptable reason, then what is? The culprit is a girl, but is it really like that? This isn't good. We can't reach an agreement if we keep fighting. Ultimately, we're waiting for you to come up with a plan. There's no need. In fact, I highly encourage this sort of debate. Huh? I see the current situation as the perfect chance for all of us to understand the culprit's strategy. What do you mean? Everyone's just fighting each other right now. Think about why we were led to believe that the culprit is a woman. If you can figure that out, you'll be able to reach the answer from there on. But if we come to think that the culprit is a girl, the body was in the girl's restroom for sure, then is the culprit a girl just like Mitch said? I think we're still missing something critical. I have to point that out. Okay. I can't. My voice. Poor note. Laundry room bloodstain. Discovered inside the woman's wash. Found out where the body was found in the woman's restroom. And separately from one another. But the murder was still happening in the girl's restroom, right? No, that's wrong! It didn't happen inside the restroom, it happened in the laundry room! No, Haru, that's not true! Not true? What's not true? We've been missing something critical. I'll cut to the chase. The culprit can certainly be a guy too. Huh? What are you talking about? Guys couldn't go in the girl's restroom. How to commit a murder at a place you can't even enter? That doesn't matter. At this time, we thought the murder occurred in the girl's restroom since that's where the body was found. But where the murder actually happened was a totally different location. Huh? What you mean? The body was at the girl's restroom. Oh, I get it. Looks like everyone finally got it. That reminds me, the Monokuma file is only stated where the body was discovered, not the place where the actual murder occurred. A critical point indeed. We weren't paying attention to the real deal while being distracted by superficial things. You guys should have seen it at your first glance. Wait, hold on. If Kyoko was murdered in the girl's restroom, if the killer killed her in another place, then moved the body to the restroom, those could all be done by someone who's not a guy. Come to think of it, Kyoko's body was quite close to the restroom entrance. Then was Kyoko murdered somewhere else? How did you reach that conclusion, Yuki? I bet you had some kind of supporting evidence. Yes, in fact, I found a puddle of blood in the laundry room. Are they all murderers that are just trolling the investigation? They're all suicidal. They just want to die. They don't care. The laundry room. That place sounds so irrelevant. Oh my god. The bloodstain says everything. Kyoko Maki was murdered in the laundry room. The laundry room. I have seen Miss Maki there a few times, but her time of death. Why did she go to the laundry room at 6 AM in the morning? Yeah, I know she was an early bird, but I don't think she would get up that early. The reason Kyoko headed to the laundry room, didn't I find something that could answer that question? Yes, I did. What was it? It's coming to my mind. The clue was the torn note that said to come to the laundry room at 6. Everyone, can you look at this for a second? What's that? I found this from Kyoko's body. It looked like a scrap piece of paper from the notepad Monokuma gave us. Kyoko was holding it tight in her hand. Would you like me to read what it says? To the laundry room at 6. At any can be waiting. It's all raggedy and torn. Take a closer look. It clearly mentions that place in the parts that we can read. I see. The laundry room. Moreover, the words that really matter are still intact despite the missing parts. From the parts that are left, I think the full mentions words. So come to the laundry room at 6. There aren't any cameras there. I'll be waiting. Something like that. That was so sick! Tsurugi, you completed the note just from its parts! Dog, this is... okay. Bro cannot be this dumb. It's just my speculation, so I can't assure that it's completely identical to the original sentence. But it should be the same overall. Is it ripped because the culprit tried to pull it out by force? I believe so. If the culprit wasn't able to remove the whole paper from Miss Maki's hand due to rigor mortis. That means Kyoko got that note from someone and went to the laundry room at the designated time without knowing what's about to happen. Huh. Shoot, why would anyone use that kind of cheap tricks? Huh? Satsuki is confused on the part that says there aren't any cameras. Perhaps it was intended to make the note look like some sort of secret talk. Nope, that's not what Satsuki meant. Are there really no cameras in the laundry room? There is. Whoa, what a surprise! It can talk? Between the ventilator and the clothesline. Yes, I saw it too. The culprit just wrote down meaningless nonsense as bait. Kyoko, just why? I apologize for the untimely interruption, but may I speak for a moment? No. Keep your mouth shut. Kinji, what is it? Kyoko was murdered in the laundry room. Although we can now be certain that about the statement, is it not too early to conclude that a man could be the culprit as well? Huh. But it is possible for a man to commit murder in the laundry room and carry the body to the restroom. Recall the fact that Kyoko was not merely lying on the restroom floor. Recall the fact that Kyoko was not merely lying. Oh no. Recall the fact that Kyoko was not merely lying on the restroom floor. She was hanged by a rope attached to the ceiling. Have we forgotten that already? Oh, you're right. The murder could have been done somewhere else, but you have to enter the restroom to connect the rope to the ceiling. So the culprit was really a girl then? What? Are we back to where we started? No. Seriously? Guys? You want to think that the culprit is a girl that bad? No, but Kinji's not wrong. It's impossible to tie a rope from a pipe that's inside the restroom, unless you are inside as well. See? The killer is one of the girls! Wait, is it too early to make that conclusion? Can there be a way to hang the body from the outside? If Kinji is right, the killer cannot be a guy. But there's another way to refute that logic. I have to come up with that even if the chances are less than 1%. This isn't a drill. A single mistake can kill all of us. If we put our heads together, we'll be able to find the answer. Alright. Okay. Oh, no, it doesn't count. A way to hang the body from the outside. I'm guessing it's a hook. Is that really possible? A tool for it. Yes! A tool! I consent! Ka-chow. That's it, Ayame! You can use the tool! A tool? But how? I almost forgot. The tool that was tied to the rope. It's right there. Do you see it? It looks like a hook to me. A hook? The rope has something like that? I'm starting to get impressed by the extent of your guys' stupidity. But Useless made a good point this time. You're right. Looks like you got it correct. Yeah, screw that. Screw her, bro. Screw Mikaru. So what about the hook? The culprit must have thrown this hook with the rope attached to connect it to the pipe on the ceiling. That way, the rope is all set. Afterwards, they can tie the other end to Kyoko's neck and push her body inside. Wouldn't that be possible to do without actually entering the women's restroom? Yes, it is! That is our answer! Hold on! Look how the rope is tied to the pipe!
It's been twinned several times around the pipe. Is it possible to do it with that heavy-looking hook on the rope? You're asking a lot of questions, bro. And you know, ever since the beginning, you've been pinning this on the girls. I got my eye on you, buddy. Oh, he's right. It's fastened by the hook, but the rope went around several times. I know, it's nearly impossible to tie a rope like that when there's a hook attached. What the? You sound like it's possible! That's why the culprit used another tool to secure the rope onto the pipe. Another tool? What is that another tool? Seems like Makaru is the only one who realized what it is. Well, can you tell us, Makaru? Like hell, I realized. I knew from the very beginning. And if you're trying to sound me out, quit it. I already said that I had no plans to offer any help. Besides, it looked like Eustace over there got a hold of it anyway. Why don't you ask him? Me? Yuki, can you tell us the answer? Well, it's... Oh, you didn't. Sorry about that. I guess that question was too hard for your non-functional brain. Oh yeah, okay, you know what? I'm gonna prove you wrong, bitch. I'll forgive myself if I don't give an answer like that after hearing that. In fact, I'm sure I can. I found that object during the investigation, didn't I? A tool other than the hook was used to secure the rope from the outside. That tool was... This, the burst rubber ball, baby! Yeah. Fuck you, Makaru. Good, and one more thing, there was a key piece of evidence that can prove this tool's involvement of the crime. And it is... the rubber-smelling liquid. Yeah, I got it! I figured out the other tool used by the culprit. It's the rubber ball. Rubber ball? What's a rubber ball? It's like a bouncy ball. Have you ever played with them when you were young? It's full of some kind of viscous liquid that makes it bounce back up when it hits the floor. Oh, I know! I made some improvements to it and it's sold overseas under the same name Hyperbar. Did I tell ya it's still selling great? Thank you, Cobalt. My golden hype man. How's that relevant to the case? You better tell us quick, Yuki. Okay, I figured out the way that the rubber ball was used in the murder just now. After Tsurugi said the culprit used another tool to set the rope in place, I tried to relate the act of winding the rope to the circumstances of the murder. I think we can all be certain that the culprit using a hook since we found one on the pipe. But as Mitch pointed out, it's impossible to wind the rope like that with the hook alone. Putting the hook after setting up the rope wasn't a choice either, because there's no way to get the rope around the pipe by itself. Besides, they have to step inside to get that to attach the hook. That's why the culprit used the rubber ball. Before using the hook, the culprit tied the rope around the rubber ball. Then they threw it inside the restroom, between the pipe and the ceiling to be more exact. Yo, W. Otori, getting that bag. That way, the ball would hit the wall and bounce back towards where it started. Oh, big brain, big brain. So it bounces back so the rope comes back as well. If we repeat that multiple times, you get the rope around the pipe but with the ball returning to the entrance every time. All that's left is to remove the ball and tie a hook to throw it on the pipe. But the culprit probably already faced something like that. But the culprit probably faced something that wasn't part of their plan here. The rubber ball burst because of the pressure from the rebounding off the wall. It spilled its content all over the walls and the floor, which is still left at the scene.
This is how the culprit tied the rope without going inside of the girl's restroom. The hook and the rubber ball were used to make it look like it was done from the inside. Oh, so that's what... That must have been the sticky liquid on the wall. Well said, Yuki. I agree with you. Well, if our ultimate police officer said so, I guess he's right. Everyone, did you notice something after getting to this point? Notice what? Think closely. We were talking about the possibility of a man being the culprit, but don't you think it should be the opposite after going through all this? Opposite? My explanation involving the hook and the ball is to prove that it was possible for a guy to be the culprit, but if the opposite of that is true, which means... the culprit is a woman? It can be. The culprit is a man, yeah. I was confused by the wording, but no, the culprit is a man. That's why we were going in the opposite direction ever since. Opposite direction? What are you talking about? We thought that the culprit was a girl, so we thought of a way to hang Kyoka from outside the restroom based on the assumption that if a guy could be the culprit as well. Turns out that wasn't the case, and it's very unlikely that the culprit is amongst the girls. The killer is definitely a man. What? It wasn't me. Hey, how so? Why is it sounding like this? Think about what we just went through. The culprit undoubtedly used the hook and the rubber ball to connect the rope to the ceiling. Now, suppose the culprit was a woman. Would there be a reason for her to use such complicated measures when she could have simply stepped inside and tied the rope directly? No. That makes sense. It looks like the culprit had to do it without going inside the restroom. Furthermore, even if the culprit was a woman and had to use a hook or rubber ball for some reason, they would have been able to clean the stain on the wall afterwards. Right. As I mentioned before, the culprit probably didn't expect the rubber ball to burst. To clean the liquid off the wall, they needed to get inside the restroom. But they couldn't! Because guys can't enter the girls' restroom. I can't say it with absolute certainty, but it's the most reasonable explanation we can think of. There would be no reason for the culprit to intentionally leave traces in the murder scene. I mean, the liquid stain on the wall was a big hint for figuring out how the ball was used by the culprit. Aha! Then automatically gives us girl an alibi, right? Plus, even better, Yuki, Teruya, Haruhiko, Misuro, Tsurugi, Kenji, and Kakeru. We know one of them's gotta be it. Hold on, what if the culprit was a woman and tried to make us think that way all along? I highly doubt it. The reason the culprit hanged Kyoka in the first place is to make us think a woman did it. Oh, so it had nothing to do with disguising it as a suicide from the start. Indeed, everything was to lead us into thinking that a woman is the culprit. In other words, the culprit wanted us to think that way. So they wouldn't become a suspect, because the culprit himself was a man. Everything's connected now. It all makes sense. I find it strange to find the rope on Miss Maki's neck for being too loose. In retrospect, I see that the case was because the culprit didn't intend to make it look like a suicide at all. I can't believe it took you guys this long to reach this point. What's up with you talking like you already know all of this stuff? Because I already knew. What? I already have everything worked out. Who the culprit is, why they killed, anything you could possibly think of. Yeah, you're not ore farming, little bud. What? And you just stood there in silence when you had all the answers? How many times will I have to repeat this? I have absolutely no reason to help you out. Mikaru, This isn't a competition. If you don't share what you know and we end up voting for the wrong person, you're going to die too. Of course I'll share my knowledge when it gets to that. But even without me, you still have Tsurugi, Kinjo over there to help you. And useless, you're getting pretty close to the truth too. I was actually surprised. Perhaps you weren't completely useless after all, monkey. That's gotta be racist or something. I don't know. Monkey? Yo, don't call me a monkey, bro. Jeez, she's real smug. Well, she's always been like that. We should ignore what she says and keep moving on. Sure, I believe we left off from saying the culprit is a man. Huh, wonder who it is. Well, she must be really excited about the tables turning. Although we know now that the killer's among the men, we still need to specify one person out of 7. Is there any clue to narrow down the list? Well, if Miss Mikaku was able to work out the culprit's identity, there must be a clue pointing to the killer somewhere. The problem is, we don't know what clue that is. Tsurugi, a little help here? Like, something that can nail the killer. I do have something in mind, but you shouldn't rely on me on everything. All of you should figure out the case by yourself and understand the reasoning behind our final verdict. Kyoka. Yeah. Hey, y'all? Any ideas about the culprit? Nothing in particular, I suppose. We're almost there. We know that the culprit is one of the guys. Just to remind y'all, it's not me. I'm an elite businessman. That reaction is making you look even more suspicious. Just like you from a while ago. What'd you say? I'm sorry. Wasn't that out of character, Kizuna? Since both of you seem to have trouble with this, let me suggest going around. How about we all think of something else first? Such as? Don't you want to know why Kyoka died? Why Kyoka had to die? Of course we do! Kyoka was always full of spirit and a nice friend to us. She didn't deserve to die. To begin with, 2 people were indirectly involved in Kyoka's death. 2 people? Are you implying that there are 2 culprits? No, I'm not saying those 2 took part in murder, but they heavily influenced the events leading up to Kyoka's death. The point is, Kyoka died as a result of someone's mistake, and the culprit's misjudgment stemmed from it. Mistake? A misjudgment? I need the help of a certain someone to explain this. Yuki, can you help me out? Me. You remember the conversation we had in the hallway? The one over the nameplates. Oh, you mean that one? Yeah. You told me that you know who caused that change to the nameplates. I don't have knowledge regarding this matter, so I'd like for you to provide us the context. Hello? I got 0 ideas on what the 2 of you are talking about. Oh, okay, I'll explain it to everyone. Yesterday, well, all of us were in shock after Monokuma showed us the motive. There was a minor incident that happened. The people who know about the incident are me, Haru, Maki. No, me, Haru, and Satsuki. And finally, Kyoka. Huh? They don't look like they know it, though. Haru, Satsuki, did you forget what happened before the nighttime yesterday? With the nameplates. That. Oh, you mean that thing with Haru's triple spin? Yeah, would you mind explaining to us what happened back then? I think there's something you didn't know about it. I'll tell you when we get there. Oh, okay. Imagine if Tori is the culprit. Ooh. Alright. Okay. I think it's Haru's. Broke the nameplates, yes. It was real funny to watch. Triple spin. I was freaking out over damaging school property. Monokuma showed up and said that he won't punish me since it was an accident and left me with a new set of nameplates. You told Haru to put away the new nameplates back where they belong. So you put, I didn't, nope, that's wrong. The guy got it wrong. No, Sasuke, there's something wrong with what you just said. Huh? What's that? Although Haru did put the nameplates back, he didn't know that he made a mistake while doing so. Yuki, that's... He forgot what the two nameplates originally were, so he put the new ones in the wrong place. What? He forgot something that was right in front of him seconds ago? Oh, he went to the restroom before putting them back, so I think he got a little confused, somewhere between the middle. Okay, I get how much of an idiot Haruhiko is. But how is this related to Kyoka's murder? That would be because the two nameplates Haruhiko had to replace belonged to Tsurugi Kinjo and Kyoma Maki. Right, Yuki? Yeah, right. Kyoka's room was right next to mine and Tsurugi's was right next to hers. But because Haru thought the other way around, the nameplates on their doors were actually switched. Mr. Kobashikawa, was it your intention to do so? Anyway, Haru, shouldn't you already know? We talked about the nameplates being switched while we were investigating. Well, I did, but I just wanted to avoid necessary suspicion. Avoid suspicion? Don't tell me you're the culprit, Haruhiko! No, I'm not, I swear! This is exactly why I didn't say it! Why would you think you're suspicious? There's a couple of nameplates. I don't think they're that much related to Kyoka's death anyway. Yes, they are related. Much related, in fact. Huh, now would you care to explain what that means to us? I said earlier that two people were connected to the murder One of them has Haruhiko for switching nameplates and the other is me. Huh? Mr. Kinjo, you have an indirect connection with the murder of Miss Maki. May I ask you to elaborate on that? It's true. Let's see. Where should I start? How about we all get a grasp of the culprit's intention first? If things went as the culprit originally planned, the person to have a portrait here would have been me. That statement sounds somewhat far-fetched. How come you were to die instead of Kyoka? You remember the torn note that Yuki read to us a while ago? I was able to comprehend what the culprit was aiming for after seeing the note. Kyoka got that note from the culprit and headed to the laundry room at the designated time. There, she was assaulted and murdered by the culprit. Everyone's clear on this, right? Then let me ask, how do you think Kyoka got the note? How she got the note? Well, maybe one of us casually handed it over to her. Kyoka would have known that the person who gave her the note would come after her back then. From whom? Where? How? Did any of you see Kyoka get a note from someone? No, besides, there wasn't really time for that. After we got out of the audiovisuals room, Kyoka stayed with me and Sasuke until she went into her room for the night. Wait, then Kyoka got the note between 10 PM last night and the time of her death, which is now 6 AM this morning. Right. Kyoka went inside her room as soon as it became nighttime. She couldn't have gotten to know what talking face to face with that someone. Okay. That leaves us with one possibility. She's got the note while she was inside her room. But you can't go inside someone else's room unless you got the key or the owner's permission. Yes, but there's a way to give her the note without opening the door. What? But that'd be like magic. Really? How? A way to slip the note inside the room without opening the door. Heroine's Gambit? No. Let's wing it. Gap? Yeah, we love spelling. Okay. That's it! Gap! Even when the door is fully closed, there's a gap between the bottom of the door and the threshold that's large enough to slip a note through. So, after nighttime, the culprit left the note inside Miss Maki's room through that gap. Right, there would be no one out in the hallway after nighttime, and Kyoka would still be awake. Adding a message like, "Don't exit your room" to keep Monokuma from not icing would have easily dealt with the chance of Kyoka seeing the note coming in and opening the door. That way, the sender won't have to reveal himself while still getting the message across. The inequality of the information between the culprit and the Kyoka made her much more vulnerable to deception. You know, it's pretty bold of him to do that. What if Kyoka didn't show up but other people with him? The note probably requested her to come alone to prevent such occurrences, likely coupled with a reason she won't be able to ignore. And the fact that it was mentioned from the absence of cameras, it must have been something Monokuma couldn't know about. A way out, for instance. Would any of you refuse to go if someone offers you a chance to offers to tell you a way to escape? Oh my god. Okay. Well, I'd go, yes. True, I would have gone as well. Okay, the culprit sneaked the notes into her room. I get that, but how exactly is you and Haru's fault? Think closely, most people didn't know about Haruhiko switching the nameplates until it was said in the trial or noticed it after the murder occurred. Which means at the time of the murder, the culprit was unaware of its facts either. Oh, okay. I see, for that reason, you consider yourself and Haruhiko to be at fault. For those of you who haven't gotten it yet, we're saying that the culprit killed Kyoka because of a confusion. Yeah, man, that's rough. Okay. Confusion? What? So it ties back to what Tsurugi said earlier? Right, now I know it. The indirect influence Haru had over Kyoka's death. Haru switched nameplates by mistake, and the culprit slipped the note inside the room without knowing they were switched. Then the culprit's intended target was Tsurugi Pinjo. That's right, the culprit never intended to murder Kyoka. The person he wanted to kill was Tsurugi. The killer saw Tsurugi's nameplate at the door and left a note there, but the room was actually Kyoka's. Does that mean Tsurugi would have died if Haruhiko... Maybe. Yes, that's why I said Haruhiko and I directly caused Kyoma's death. Kyoka, it's all because I was an idiot. It's all because I was dumb enough to mix up those stupid nameplates. Calm down, Haruhiko, it's not your fault. Even if you put the nameplates correctly, Tsurugi would have been in danger. I'm a policeman. It's my duty to ensure everyone's safety. Yes, I was careless enough to let Kyoka die. I should have died rather than failing in my duty like this. Please don't say that. Everyone's life must be treated with extreme regard. This is why I cannot forgive the culprit. Not that murderers have deserved forgiveness, but him killing one of our close friends is absolutely unforgivable. Yeah, I feel the same too. But how am I supposed to take that? One of us is the true cold-blooded killer. So? What do you mean by so? Can't you think? That's the time to say it. Don't you think the identity of the culprit? The culprit! Didn't you solve everything you need to? The fact that the culprit is a man, the way he hanged the body without entering the restroom, how and why he called Kyoka Maki and killed her. Isn't the culprit fairly obvious at this point? Who could it be? Well, while we did figure out most of the major details, I don't believe we ever brought up that matter before. Jeez, you guys still don't know? How long are you gonna make me wait here? I think my legs are starting to hurt. How about you say yourself if you know so much? What should I? There's people like Tsurugi, Kinjo out here anyway. Tsurugi? Do you know who the culprit is? Yes, I do. Actually, I already knew who it was well before the trial started. But what I thought back then, it was more likely an educated guess. Now I'm through these discussions in the trial, I'm confident with what I got. I'll try to make this easy for everyone to understand. So let's go back to where we were talking about the hook and the rubber ball. You all know how the culprit used them, right? The tighter rope to the rubber ball and sent it around the pipes a few times. When it threw the hook on to secure the rope, I was made to seem like it was done from the inside. The rubber ball was the decisive factor in my deduction of the culprit. You remember Yuki explaining earlier that the rubber ball burst because they couldn't overcome the pressure. It's probably due to the accumulated damage from the repeated collision with the wall. It's the ultimate soccer player! And there's the question, how much pressure do you think is needed to pop a rubber ball? Well, it will depend on what kind you're talking about, but probably a lot. Yup, and I'll tell you something. That pops too usually would be worthless as a bouncy ball. Right. Normal levels of pressure can't leave a single scratch on it, much less make it burst. But the rubber ball still burst, just by bouncing a few times off the wall. That's kind of strange. Was the rubber ball old? When I saw the rubber ball, it was still glossy and shining all over despite its conditions. Dare I say it was brand new. I'm not done yet. Though I didn't place emphasis on this earlier, think about it. Would it be easy to make a ball go over the pipe, through the little space between it and the ceiling, bounce off the wall, and roll back towards the surface? Especially when the culprit couldn't afford to fail even once because he was a man. I believe it would be a challenge. I don't possess the skills for me in the first place, but even if I did, I won't be able to do it because of the pressure. Finally agreed. But the culprit chose to take that challenge and succeeded nevertheless. That wasn't just a matter of guts, he had this confidence ability to assure his success. In short, the culprit has the ability to throw a ball exactly where he wants to. It's more than the accuracy. Not only did the culprit have precise control over where to land the ball, but also the strength to burst it open. But I don't think anyone out of the guys look like they have that much strength and accuracy. Judging by his muscles, maybe Kakeru does? What? With my daily muscle training, it would be certainly possible for me to burst a rubber ball with my strength. However, just to be clear, I cannot be the culprit. I cannot even score a chance. I can't even score a goal right under the basket. And how did the killer pull off those tricks? Is he secretly the ultimate baseball player? No, I think you guys are missing something. I said the culprit made the rubber ball go over the pipe, not through it. Huh? How can you make the ball go over the pipe without throwing it? Wait, I think there is a way. How'd you even do that? Superpowers? No. You can kick it with your foot. Oh, right. Rubber balls are small enough to hold with one hand, so I was naturally thinking that the culprit threw it. Huh? Wait, hold on a second, kicking your foot? I knew I had the answer when I reached that point. It seems like some of you got it too. That's what I'm thinking that the culprit is. But why? Why did he... I'm still not getting it! Who was it? Can someone just tell me the answer? Yuki, you know who it is, right? Looking at your facial expression, I got the feeling that you finally reached the truth. You helped me out a lot with the hook and the nameplates. How about you say for the mastermind behind all of this? Kyoka's murderer. Yuki! Tsurugi's right. I know the culprit. I really did figure it out. There's only one person who could have done everything we talked about before. I want to convince myself that I'm wrong, but there is something I have to do. I must do this. I'm sorry, Maki. I will avenge you right here and right now! Because the culprit is the ultimate soccer player, Matsuhiro Higa! The person that came up with this plan to murder Kyoka. Mitch. It was you, right? What?! The class trial suspended. Save our progress. And anyways, thank you guys for watching the video. And I think this is a good spot to end the stream. So, if you're a VOD watcher, make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.